My dad almost killed me with an axe head and still doesn't know it. This occurred a few years back, yet it lingers in my mind and resurfaces occasionally. I was visiting home from university for the winter break, and my dad needed assistance in preparing wood for the fire. We reside somewhat in the outskirts, so chopping wood is simply part of the routine. I've helped him with it every year since childhood. Now, my father possesses an exceedingly old axe. It's large and quite hefty. The wooden handle had a fracture, and the iron head was wobbly. You could genuinely feel it sway if you tilted it. He is aware of this. Nevertheless, he declines to buy a new one because, according to him, it still functions. That sums up his mentality. If it hasn't entirely fallen apart yet, it's sufficient. Anyway, we were outside in the chilly weather. I was stacking the split wood to one side while he was handling the chopping. I wasn't positioned too close to him, perhaps 5 or 6 feet away, well clear of the danger zone essentially. I've always been nearby when he does this, and it never seemed perilous. Then chaos unfolded. He raised the axe over his head as usual and swung it down forcefully. I didn't even realize anything was amiss until I heard a peculiar clinking noise and the axe head flew off mid-swing, whizzing right past my face at high speed. It barely missed me by what could not have been more than a few inches. I felt a rush of air near my ear. It landed behind me in the soil, maybe 4 or 5 feet back. It could have easily smashed into my head, my neck, anywhere, really, and it would have been disastrous. Not ideal, you could say. I froze. Absolutely. I made no movement or sound. I just stood there, gazing, my mind short-circuited, unsure whether to panic or chuckle. Meanwhile, my dad didn't even notice. He muttered something like, "Damn thing came loose again," walked over, picked it up, and began tapping it back onto the handle as if he were fixing a wobbly broomstick, as if nothing had happened. I considered mentioning something right at that moment, like, "Dad, that nearly struck me." But I couldn't even formulate the words. By the time I regained my composure, it felt odd to bring it up. I assumed he'd either dismiss it or make a joke about it. The moment had already passed. He still hasn't repaired it properly, nor replaced it, and as far as I know, he remains oblivious to how close he came to seriously harming me. Yet, he did acquire a new one since it was on sale, so I guess that's acceptable. I haven't assisted with the wood since then, though. I think he just presumes I've become lazy or disinterested. But the reality is, I no longer trust my dad around axes. Perhaps I'm overreacting. Maybe it was an isolated incident, and I'm being theatrical. But man, that was too close. Way too close.